L20. Are the souls of hell plunged into darkness? Are the damned in hell in utter darkness? And after all, we can ask the same question for demons. It is something that Jesus says in the Gospels, but I illustrated that the damned were beings who freely choose hell, so they are lucid, they are masters of themselves. It seems to oppose darkness, at least spiritual darkness. From a material point of view, some say that the damned are in the fire. They go there voluntarily, never to meet anyone. The fire is a form of lightning, so this seems contradictory. In reality, we can say that in hell there is everything, but in other respects, the reverse of everything. That means that we must say that the damned are people who choose with their intellect. They proclaim themselves adults. This is true, but compared to the supernatural issues which consist in knowing the true God, in loving Him, they are and remain in total darkness, including besides the devils. Indeed, by dint of refusing this humility and this love that God asks of them in order to enter paradise, they end up persuading themselves that God can change His plans, that God is not by nature a humble being, but that it is upon a whim that He imposed the first place on the little ones. We can say that all the failures of the devils in relation to Jesus, in relation to the Virgin Mary, come from the outer and inner darkness. They did not want to believe that the Messiah was God made man. If they had known so, that they will never have crucified Him, which would be an absurd deduction to make. They believed that He was just a messenger from God, and that by stirring up the rage of man against this messenger, by having him killed, God will destroy mankind, as He said in a parable, as to the servants who killed the son, their ear now kill them before me. God didn't do it like it did back during the times of the flood, and so He had the Messiah killed, and by doing so He saved the world. Likewise, the demon persists in harming those who preach the love of God on earth, attacking them with all kinds of incredible obsessions. He sometimes makes them fall, but when they are men of God, they fall acknowledging their sins, so they develop even more humility, so that once again He leads them to greater glory with God, and on occasions their works may possess a greater glory on earth. I think of in a particular Jeanne Jugan. He took into account her work. She had founded an order among others that took care of the elderly. She remained there for 15-20 years, performing menial tasks like sweeping. When the priest had become aware of her work, consequently she became an even greater saint, because without this humility she would simply be a foundress of yet another order. And all this occurred during the 19th century. We could therefore conclude that the demons are quite intelligent with regards to their own logic of worldly matters, and that they remain in total external and internal darkness when it concerns the supernatural.